Okay, so from leaving off on the last video here, we had just found 4p equals -1 by doing 4 times whatever our p-value was -1/4. So now we're starting to put this into the format for the equation, which we know since this is an x squared, this is opening up with the x plus 7 squared. And then we're going to set it equal to 4p. So 4p we know is -1 times y minus k, where we know our k value is 1. So we could rewrite that as x plus 7 squared equals -y minus 1. That just looks a little more proper, if you will. Okay, so that's how you do that, finding the equation when you're given the vertex and the focus. Now we got to find one for the vertex for the equation when I'm given the vertex and the directrix. So here I'm at 7/4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is my h. This is my k. I need to find out where the directrix is located. That's at 3/2. So 3/2 equals 1.5. So this means that my x value is going to be 1.5 for every single x value. So it's going to be about right here, halfway between that 1 and 2. And this is touching the x-axis right there. So that's how I know it's going to be this one. It's touching the x at 1.5. Alright, so now what I really need to find is I need to find out how far apart these are, because this would be my p. So in order to find a distance, I have to figure out whichever one of these is changing. The rule of thumb that I've said here is whatever your directrix is the one that I'm going to be changing here. So right here, for example, I'm going to go to find my p. I'm going to do 7 minus 3/2. So in order to do that, I'm going to go over 1. Then I'm going to multiply by 2 to both of these. And that's going to get me 14/2 minus 3/2, which gives me 11/2. Now we need to figure out if this is going to be positive or negative, in which direction my picture is going to be opening up. My parabola is going to be opening to the right because that's the opposite direction from this. So I'm going to be going this way to get my focus. So if I open right, I have a y squared. If I open right, my p-value is positive. So that works right there. I can just leave it as 11/2. If I had done this and I had made this 3/2 minus 7, I would have gotten -11/2, and then I would just need to know that I would have to switch my p-value to being positive. So now that I've found my p-value, I have to find what 4p is. So now I have to take 4, multiply it by 11/2, and that's going to get me 44/2, which equals 22. So now I know 4p equals 22. So now I can throw this into my equation here, where I know that y squared is the way it's opening, so I've got y minus k, so minus 4 squared, equals 4p x minus h. And that's my equation. That's all I've got to do. Let's try another one. Alright, so same thing here. Vertex is at -2, +4. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to figure out what the directrix is. The directrix is at -7/4, which if I take that and put it into a calculator, I will get -1.75. So that means I'm going to be right about here-ish, and it's on the x. So we can see here that the directrix is to the right of the vertex, so that means that the vertex, or that my parabola is going to be opening this direction. Okay, so if I open left, I know I have a y squared, and my p-value is negative. So now I've got to find my p-value. So I'm going to take whichever one of these is changing, which is the same letter as this one is, so my x. So I'm going to go -2 minus -7/4 because I'm subtracting this. So that becomes plus. So now I'm going to put this over 1 and times 4 times 4. So then now I'm going to have -8/4 plus 7/4, which gets me -1/4, which is going to be my p-value. Since this is negative and I know my p-value is negative here, I just keep the negative. If my p-value was positive, I would just change this to a +1/4. So now I've got 4p, so 4 times -1/4. That's going to cancel these out, and so I'm just left with -1. So I would be able to rewrite my equation. Since this is a y squared, I know I've got y minus k squared equals 4p x minus h, so +2. There's my equation. Let's see. Okay, that's it. So if you guys have any questions, just send me a message on Remind, watch the video 18 times, whatever you need to do. Let me know.